It's officially December, which means my dog is freaking coughing right as I'm trying to, and this eyelash won't stay down. Sometimes it's fun to step out of your comfort zone, especially if you just have a day to sit around the house and kind of play around when nobody's there. You can take it off when you're done. That's one of my favorite things to do. What the heck is going on with this eyelash? I am taking these off as soon as I'm done with this video. Oh, I am having the worst rosacea day. And it's like this side of my face is fine, and then this side of my face is all flared up. Cue tears. Hi friends, welcome back to the wonderful world of Vanessa Blair Ferris. Did Jeffree Star trademark that noise? Is there a lawsuit coming? I hope not. It's December, which means Christmas, parties, festivities, family gatherings, overeating, self-loathing, panic attacks, body image issues, fighting back tears, hyperventilating in your bathroom 5 minutes before your guests arrive for your Christmas party, overdosing on caffeine, jitters, and of course, the glamest of the glam, makeup. December is also my birthday month, which means an extra excuse to get super glam. This is a time of year to play around with glitter, lashes, fun lip colors that you wouldn't normally try. Or even if you just play around in your room, try things out, see what works for you. You don't have to be going somewhere to put on makeup. For all of these videos that I do, most of the time, I'm not going anywhere after. I'm gonna take this off and go teach a class. So stick around if you wanna see how to do this fun look for your next holiday gathering. Everybody just moved on to the next video. They don't wanna see this. But it's fine. If you wanna look like an ice queen or maybe a mermaid, stick around. I'm gonna show you how to do this look. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have already laid down my foundation. I cleansed, moisturized, toned, all of that good stuff. I did prime my skin. I used my primer on my eyelids and then I put my foundation on. I have a little bit of concealer under my brows after I did my brows, and I feel like that is enough for me. I don't think it's necessary to purchase an eyeshadow primer, but if that is something that you love to use and you think that it works for you, go ahead and do that. We're gonna get started with the eyes today, and then we're gonna go in with more concealer, clean everything up, set the face once we make sure that nothing has creased, and then I will contour and move on from there. A lot of the colors that we'll be using in today's eye makeup is from the Carly Bible palette. I did notice in a lot of my other videos that I need to hold my products up higher to the camera for you to be able to see them, and it looks like here is about good. It's a learning process. I appreciate you all being patient and continuing to watch. It means a lot to me. In my last video, where I talked about products that I like and I don't like for my rosacea, I was a hypocrite. I was a hippie hypocrite, and I am sorry. I was talking about how I only purchase so much makeup at a time because I don't want to be wasteful and not use things before they expire, and I kind of realized after I went and bought more products that the goal here is not to make anybody feel guilty for things that they love and enjoy. It might be more feasible for a makeup artist to have this much makeup, but if this is something you love and this is something you enjoy, don't let me make you feel guilty. Do what you want to do. I try not to be wasteful. I try to invest in products that I know that they used recycled packaging or this or that and the other, and you know what? Do what you want. Try to be environmentally friendly, but also we're human. And Sephora was having their coupon that they sent out. VIB members got $20 off of a $75 purchase. My husband and I went to Chicago. He booked a train ride to Chicago, and we went and spent the day on Wednesday in Chicago, and it was so beautiful, and it was just such a sweet thing for him to do, and it honestly just, it almost brings tears to my eyes how kind and amazing he is, and just the little things he thinks of that he knows I'm going to enjoy. And he knows, and he takes me there and he takes me shopping. And it's just so sweet. And he spoils me so much. And I adore that man so much. So yeah, let's get started with the eyes. The new things that I did get either in Chicago or with the VIB coupon, my husband got me this. It was the Natasha Denona little mini. This is some expensive makeup, but I really have been wanting to try it. Our Sephora in Fort Wayne, I don't know that we carry this in store. I know you can get it online, but I've been wanting to try this very luxury brand. So he grabbed me that. And then the next day when my coupon was valid, I snagged the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. I have been wanting this for months, and I was patient because 65, I think it was 67 in my store. It's a lot to spend on a palette. And so I waited until there was a sale and a coupon that I could use for that. And then the Makeup Forever Let's Gold palette was on sale. It's originally, I think, $45 or something, and I got it for $29. So I waited for things to go on sale. I waited till I had a coupon. But one of my goals in 2020 is to really reel it back on the shopping and the spending and the indulging and move into a space of saving money and working to pay off my student loans, which I know a lot of people my age struggle. We struggle. So, and I thought to myself, there is no reason that I shouldn't be doing more for that. There's no reason that I can't change that. So I set some goals and I'm going to achieve those goals. But for now, let's get started with today's look. I might dive into some of those goodies that I got. So this might not be an exact replica of what I had in the other video that I'm gonna show you with all the teal, fun, glam, glitter, but we're still gonna kind of do something like that. So what I wanna do first is make sure that my eyes, while I have been chatting away, haven't creased. I'm taking my damp beauty blender, which is not an actual beauty blender. I guess I could get, you know, yelled at if I was important and like actually famous and somebody cared. This is the e.l.f. one. It is $6 as opposed to like 20 or whatever they want you to spend. So my camera is off to the corner and my mirror is straight ahead so that we don't have that same fiasco that we had in my last video of my cakey setting powder that I couldn't see. So forgive me for not looking straight at you. I am going to turn to you while I do this. We're gonna check and see. Now my skin, I do have some patchiness on my eyes simply because that is just how they are with the rosacea. I do get kind of almost like a plaquey-like texture once in a while. Once I get my makeup on, it's not that big of a deal, so it's not creasing, it's fine. So what I'm gonna do is put a lighter color all over the lid to start. So I'm gonna make sure that my brush is clean. This is the Sephora crease brush. If you can, I should be like the beauty gurus and show you that way. And I'm going to dip into the shade Bare on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Carly Bible collab palette. That is a lot to say. We're gonna tap off the excess. I'm gonna try to hold my mirror down, face you, and I'm just gonna put this all over just to sort of lay down a little bit of a base color. This is also kind of going to set that foundation and concealer or primer or whatever you've got going on there so that it doesn't crease on you. And it's also just gonna help blend out those shadows that you're putting on. So from here, we need a transition shade. Now I believe I dipped into my Morphe palette. I have the Morphe Stunning Vibes palette, which is 35V. Now I bought this in the summer. I used a lot of these colors for my wedding. Just some of these gorgeous, pretty shimmery shades. But I don't think I'm going to actually use this now because I want to check out that Mercury retrograde palette and see what we've got going on here. I might do a second video for a more natural holiday look. So if that's something you want to see, comment below and let me know. I know that not everybody is glam 24/7, and sometimes you want a more natural look. Especially if you're going to, you know, your in-laws' house, you don't want to show up necessarily with teal lipstick. I get it. Ooh, my goodness, I almost forgot how pretty these were. So we need a transition shade. I know I want to do that teal lip again. So I'm thinking I might want to go into haze and do a little transition here. And I believe that look on my channel where I was discussing those products was a gradient and kind of a cut crease too. I mean, I pretty much always cut my crease unless I'm doing a halo or a smoky eye. This is pretty. This is my first time dipping into checking this out. Hopefully, yes, you should be able to see me. I am very nearsighted, so it is hard for me to look that far away. Even my mirror is directly behind you, and sometimes it's hard for me to see. So I'm like always up here. People have teased me before about how close up I hold even like a book or something to read. It's just how my eyes are, guys. And I'm just starting like right in my crease here, little circular motions and windshield wiper movements, kind of focusing this on the outer corner first and then blending inward. Always be mindful of your eye shape when you're doing things, and you can adjust things to your eye shape. If you don't have deep set eyes here and you're doing this same thing, you can pull this shade a little closer in here. If you have downturned eyes, you might want to focus your darker shades more closer to the middle and fan out to diffuse rather than starting in the outer corner so that you don't pull that down. My husband has downturned eyes. I love downturned eyes. They are, in my opinion, some of the kindest eyes in the world. Like, you can't look mean with a downturned eye. They are so sweet. My husband's eyes are the kindest eyes I've ever seen, and I just love his eyes. Can we just look at this one more time before I set her down for a minute? This sparkly teal we might get into today because it is just gorgeous. Teal is my favorite color, so. All right, so let's go back into the Anastasia Carly Bible. And I believe that this is what I used for my crease, OA. Those flecks just have that sparkle. Now this is a very fluffy brush that I'm using, and I want this color to stay up in my crease, not go too far up, not go too far down. So I'm gonna look down, try to turn towards you so you can see me. I'm gonna bring my mirror down and just try to focus this right in here. I could use a different brush, but I also really love being able to show you guys kind of how you can use minimal tools if your toolbox isn't necessarily full yet. And I'm going to work that towards the outer corner, mostly for now, and eventually fan that in. I am liking these together. It's pretty subtle, but it's gorgeous. And you can make it, I'm pretty sure with this, you could probably get quite a bit of pigment the more you apply. And teal is a trendy color. I've noticed this Christmas with decorations when I went into Michael's to pick some stuff up because our house is still pretty new. We moved here in 2018 in the spring. So we don't have a ton of stuff. Each year we kind of add a little bit more to our decoration list. It's finally starting to come together. Things are finally starting to be the way we want. We still need a new bedroom suit. That nightstand behind me is gonna go eventually. We finally got the bed, and I'm really liking the bed frame. When we moved, I was like, ooh, I want a luxurious sleigh bed and mahogany, and I'm kind of liking the basic metal frame because it looks like the bed is just kind of like sitting there floating, and I love the Christmas lights and how I kind of made it look like a little headboard. I feel like you could put a lot of art there, you could be more creative with it, and I kind of want to go minimalist with the nightstands too and just get like little end tables, maybe that are slim and metal with some marble. But if you're an interior designer and you're watching this, let me know what you think I should do with this. I'm gonna get out of the way and let you see. Get some ideas, comment below. I like this a lot. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but the flecks of glitter in OA, there's like pink and there's teal, and it's really pretty. Oh, that's pretty in the camera too. And I know you've all already looked, but can we please admire my wedding dress in the background? I need to find a home for her. I need to find a place for her to sit permanently. I don't want her there. I put her there for this video. My nightstand doesn't normally have my wedding dress on it. I just got it cleaned and preserved. David's Bridal is running a sale. It's almost $300 to get a wedding dress cleaned, and they were running a sale for their kits that they send to your house, and then you send your dress, and then once they clean and preserve it, they send it back. It was $99, so. And I haven't opened it up and looked at it, but it looks good. And I will take my dress out. I'm not gonna be a person that just lets it sit there. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna put it on because I can't not. So for now, I'm gonna leave the crease alone. We might go in with some darker, deeper stuff, but we're gonna start to work on the lid now. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer, which we all know is Cover FX Power Play. And I'm gonna take my Sephora concealer brush. And again, if you do not know, this is a gift set that is out now for the holidays. 8 brushes from Sephora. So far, I think they all perform beautifully. $49 for 8 brushes. I feel like you can't beat it. I'm gonna take that concealer on the flat end of my brush and I'm going to pat that onto my eye to cut the crease. You can manipulate your eye shape here as well if you feel like you want to. I like using this brush because it kind of has that nice dome shape that sort of hugs the natural curve of your lid. I think my rosacea is acting up because of Chicago. When we were in Chicago, we did walk around, not like a ton, and we were shaded by buildings a lot, but I forgot to put SPF on. I did have makeup on, which I feel like kind of protects my skin from elements and wind and stuff. I mean, probably not really, but I don't know. I wanted to wear makeup in the city. I wanted to look cute, and I just feel like being in the wind, it being cold, not being protected with SPF, even though we weren't outside like that much, I feel like that's why my rosacea acted up. And I also took a hot yoga class on Monday, and I just really feel like that is frequently the culprit of my issues. And I refuse to admit it because I don't want to stop taking hot yoga classes, but I might have to. At least until I like figure out how to get my skin back to normal. Because I mean, as all of you I'm sure probably know if you've watched my other videos, this is kind of relatively new to me. My rosacea acted up when I was a kid, but it was never really the foreground of my problems that I dealt with my skin until recently. It was always the cystic acne. And who knows, maybe it's always been there and I just haven't noticed it because I've been so focused on the cystic acne. I feel like I never finished that story too when I was talking about how teal is a popular color this holiday season. I noticed when I was going into Michael's to get decorations that a lot of the decorations were red and teal. I actually got a really cute matching pillow, a sign, and like a little decorative mailbox that says letters to Santa, and it's all red and like this color teal, and I love it. All right, so we need to do a light lid color. A cut crease, we tend to do a much lighter lid than we do the crease. There's a very distinct contrast. So I know I did, I used mandala in that, and I still want to use that because that is a gorgeous color, but I want to see if there's anything here that I might be interested in dipping into. Supermoon is gorgeous. Cosmic is gorgeous, but I feel like too pink for what we're going for. Galaxy, stunning. I'm gonna look at my face. Let's do a swatch. Where can you see? I did not dip into that very good, but ooh, and my skin is very fair. Let's try, what finger haven't I used yet? And I'm not like the greatest at swatching, especially when I can't like see, you know, or yeah, that is too pink. I do really want to swatch Supermoon. That's pretty, and I had concealer right there. That's pretty. I might actually do that. So I'm gonna take my, I believe this is just a shadow, yep, a Sephora shadow brush out of my gift set. I'm gonna dip into Supermoon. And I'm just kind of, as you can see, dragging that along one side. And I'm going to just kind of start patting that on. I have more time to chat, I feel like, in this video because I'm going to cut out the contouring and everything with my face because you've seen it before. You know what's what. And everybody has their own favorite way of doing everything. Every time I watch a makeup video of Tati's or Jeffree's, I see what they do and I'm like, oh, maybe I should change what I'm doing and do that. But it's like, we all have different face shapes. We all have different dexterities in our hands. For example, I noticed when Tati does her bronzer, she uses a really fluffy brush. And I use a fan brush. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should change. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But no. Number one, I don't need to go buy another brush just because Tati uses it. Even though I got the Natasha Denona little palette because Tati said it was great. But we don't need to do things differently just because somebody says so. If you're watching this, which hopefully somebody out there is, and something I say, if you have a better way of doing it that works for you, by all means, my goodness. Yeah, I just feel like if I went and got a fluffy brush to try to do my bronzer, I would just be caked in bronzer because I know the way I like to do it with a fan brush. And I'm just packing this shade Supermoon on, and I am living for this, especially with that concealer underneath. This would be a gorgeous highlight shade for the more fair ones. How's it look in the camera? Don't worry, we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna bring some dark colors in over here, but what do I wanna do next? Sometimes I just play around and I have no plan for my life. Oh, that would be a really pretty highlighter shade. So let's look. I really want to incorporate this shade Mercury, and I still want to go in with Mandala from the Carly Bible palette. So how do I want to do this? I think what I want to do first to make everything sort of cohesive and come together is go back into the shade OA with a different brush. Is this my clean brush? I think this is my clean blending brush that I like to use. Ooh, you know what I'll use? I have so many brushes, I feel like now, that I never even know what I'm doing. I need to just grab the cup. Also, my husband knows that I like unicorns. And so for our 4th dating anniversary before we got married, our dating anniversary was in July of this year, then we got married in September, he got me this mug that says, "Don't let anybody dull your sparkle." He knows I love unicorns. He knows I love sparkly things. And it's just cute stuff like that. Like, you don't have to spend a ton of money, but he saw that and thought of me. And it just, again, brings tears to my eyes because he's so freaking perfect. And then I'm just a hot mess 24/7. Yesterday, I was crying for no reason. I mean, there was a reason. I was upset, obviously. But like, I just freak out over the littlest things, and I get so overwhelmed by every emotion that I feel, and he just stands there and lets me be a total psycho, and he's amazing. He's amazing. All right, so I'm going to use, this brush is so old that it's pretty worn off. It is, the brand Crown is this brush. It is the Shadow Crease Duet, and the number is fading off, but I believe that says AC02 or AC012. And I'm gonna take the crease side, dip into that shade OA, and I'm going to very gently try to pack this on my outer corner. Might take a minute, might need to pack on a bit. And of course we'll blend, but I just want to really focus that right there. Always try being gentle with your eyes. I am noticing more and more people bringing it to my attention in their makeup videos, how we need to be gentle with our eyes and not put too much pressure. Yada, 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 and I think about it every day, and I have like anxiety about it now, like wrinkles. But also, again, people, skin has texture. It's okay. I have fine lines on my forehead. It is what it is. I make the weirdest noises, and I really need to stop, but I can't help myself. Just feel like hopefully you're not judging me for how this looks right now, but I like to get messy and then go back in and clean it up. I know a lot of people are like, that's dumb, but I don't care. Does anybody else love sparkling water? I know a lot of people give it crap. I try not to swear on my channel. I know there are people that do yoga. I know there are my students, and I want to maintain professionalism, but I do swear a lot at home. Try to keep it clean on here. Does anybody love sparkling water? I do. And the San Pellegrino ones are expensive, but when I want a treat, I get those, which is like, you're treating yourself with water, come on. But so now I'm just gonna go back in with my fluffy that I've been using and start to blend this towards the center, not so much out. We're starting to get somewhere. Okay, I really wanna use this shade Mercury, but I really wanna use the shade Mandala. I really need clean fingers. I usually have a towel here, so I'm just gonna wipe my hands off as best I can. I'm gonna, oh, that feels nice. Oh, it looks pretty. I'm going to swatch this shade Mercury on my hand. This is more for me, not for you, but hey, I'll try while I'm. So this is Mercury. I think it looks prettier in person than it does on camera. My camera, I mean, it's an iPhone. Come on, people. I'm not using the best equipment here. And then I'm gonna take, ooh, let's take mandala and put it over top and see what that does. I think I love it. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the best of both worlds. So I'm not gonna use this brush. I'm gonna take my flat shadow brush, which is the Aveda number 2. Make sure it's kind of sort of clean. I hear my washer telling me that it's done. It plays a little song at the end. I don't know if you can hear it. Some people hate that, but I tell people, I don't mind it. I don't mind if my washer wants to sing me a song when it's done. I almost feel like I'm being rewarded for doing laundry. It's like, congratulations, you're doing laundry. Let me sing you a song when it's done because you succeeded in something today. Which, let's face it, the holiday was this past weekend. I don't know what it is about traveling, but I feel like the laundry just piles up. And I always do laundry before I go to make sure that it doesn't pile up. But for some reason, I have piles of laundry when I come home. Probably because I change my outfit 25,000 times when I'm visiting relatives, and I don't do that on a regular basis. So I have the shade Mercury on my brush. I'm gonna spritz it with the Sephora Beauty Amplifier, which, oh, I did try using that on my face to see if it worked, and because I know I've mentioned before that I don't use that on my face, and I think that also might be part of my problem with my skin. I don't think I can use that on my face, and really the only reason that I'm using it is because I bought it and I don't want to waste it. And we're just putting this kind of on the center of the eye, patting it in, sort of blending it out towards that darker shade. I'm gonna go in with a little more of that and just try to kind of get it nice and concentrated, nice and purty. And we'll take a clean blending brush at the end of this and make sure everything is one big happy family. Happy little eyes. I feel like Bob Ross. I think I've mentioned that before. Again, unless I deleted it. Happy little eyes. What if I was the Bob Ross of makeup application? Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, I wouldn't look like him or anything, but what if we just said nice, fun Bob Ross quotes while we did our makeup and said that there are no, what was the thing he said? There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. I wish that's how I felt about my face. Okay, so now I'm going to try to find a clean finger and go into the shade Mandala. This is not my dominant hand, so hopefully, I'm gonna turn towards you as best I can. I'm gonna just pat on the center of my lid. Do that on the other side. Okay. I like it. I need to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, that feels better. Okay, so let's take a clean blending brush. This is my Aveda brush. I don't know what number it is. It's a little more of a concentrated, dense, I should say, blending brush. It's not as fluffy, but it works for kind of just taking the clean brush and sort of blending everything out. I feel like all these colors are kind of similar and it's turning into like not so much of a gradient with super different colors that contrast, but this is my first time playing around with a lot of these colors. And I'm kind of liking how it's turning out. So I am going to put these back here for now. We'll come back to our palettes later and finish up the eyes after we clean up underneath and contour the face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. I went ahead and did my concealer set. I used my bronzer, my blush, my highlighter. Today's highlighter, I did use the Becca in shade Moonstone, which is a really pretty color. I did order the Jeffree Star Extreme Frost highlighter on Thanksgiving Day. I haven't received a notification of any kind whether or not it has shipped or not, which makes me a little nervous. I did get a confirmation email though about, because I know that there were a ton of people that didn't get those and didn't end up getting the product. I did get a confirmation. I am able to see that it was purchased. They did receive my payment. I just haven't gotten any notification that it's shipped or that it's processing or anything, but hopefully when I get it, it is supposed to be a birthday present from my husband, but I'm hoping that he might let me just look at it so I can show you guys. Hopefully I get it before everybody else has it and knows what it looks like. I got the one with the blue undertones, so I'm really excited. It would be really pretty with this look today. So we're gonna go back into the eyes. I notice that I feel like my eye is being cut off in a bad spot here. I feel like the dark is too far over and it's dragging everything down. But I definitely think that we need to take more of this light shade and work it back over towards the outer corner. So I'm gonna find that brush that I used, go back into the shade Supermoon, just very lightly, and just start to work some of that back over towards the outer corner. That helps. It's all about experimentation. I also feel like sometimes using shimmery crease shades is just doesn't always give you the look that you're going for, because shimmer creates highlight in a place where we're creating shadow, but all of these darker shades are shimmery. So I want to play around with that and see what we can do here. This is a time of year where we can think outside the box, be a little crazy, do things we might not normally do, and just see what happens. I think that helped a lot, actually. And once we get eyeliner and lashes on, it won't even be a thing. I'm gonna take that clean brush again, and we are gonna blend just to make sure we have happy little eyes. Avoiding that outer edge a little bit, just because I did create that nice sharp line with my concealer. I feel like maybe I should have been a little bit more higher up with that too, but it's all right. We can criticize ourselves all day, but at the end of the day, you're your own worst critic. I gotta get up close. Oh, that's kind of pretty, actually. Okay. Lids are done. We need to do something with this inner corner. We need to do something underneath. The inner corner, I need a nice bright shade. Had I not used Supermoon all over my lid, I probably would have used that on my inner corner. I need something. And my go-to is always my Tarte Chrome Paint in Top Yacht. But I'm trying to see, maybe there's something in, oh, there's the Natasha Denona too. Let's open her up and see. So right away I see Precious is pretty. Lots of packaging, lots and lots of packaging. Hopefully I can recycle some of this. Let's look at the Natasha. Ooh, those are some nice neutrals. I was telling my husband that I need more, because I always buy these fun, crazy things and I need some neutrals. So that's why I got the Natasha Denona and the Let's Gold. Gorgeous, gorgeous neutral shades that are great for anybody. I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna go into that shade Precious. I'm pretty sure this has chrome paint pot all over it, but that's okay. That looks like a pretty neutral sparkle. There aren't reflects of another color that might contrast with the blue. So let's see what this looks like right on that inner corner. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty. We'll concentrate that just a little bit more. That looks nice. It just sort of brightens up the inner eye to kind of help keep everything from looking like it's dragging down, although I do feel like my eyelid still kind of looks like it's being pulled down that way, but it probably would have helped to contour that or clean that up a little bit better, but straight on, I think it looks pretty. Let's do the underneath. I shall use actually, let's just, this is my brush that I use for a highlighter if I don't use my finger. I'm just gonna get that in there. That looks good. I always almost forget about my brow bone. I've got a lot of shine going on, so I think for my brow, I want to do something neutral, matte in color. So I'm gonna actually go back into the Let's Gold palette and use Pure. And just sort of, that might actually help with, of course I'm getting notifications that my battery is dying because, oh, what's new? That might help kind of pull that up and together. Okay. I'm gonna go back into Mercury for underneath my eye, and I'm gonna use that same brush that I used for my inner corner. I'm gonna start at the outer corner and work my way in. My stomach is growling so loud, I hope you can't hear that. And I actually might take some of this first shade we dipped into, Haze, and just sort of focus that right under my iris. Yeah. So now it is time for lashes and liner, which again, you've seen me do, you know the drill, so I will do that and I'll be right back. So now that lashes and liner are on, I have set my face. We are ready for the final step, which is our lip. I usually set my face between liner and mascara and lashes because I don't like setting my face after I have either false lashes on or even mascara on. I feel like it runs and gets everywhere. So I am set, I am ready to go. And I really like how the eyes actually turned out here. I feel like they are really pretty. But what ties it all together is this teal lipstick. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills in shade Requiem. This is the shade that I was wearing in that video where I did this look and said that I would make a video on how to do so for the holidays. And I don't have lip liner in a shade even close to this, so I'm just going to pray to the lipstick gods. You know what, I should actually, instead of trying to look at my mirror, I should just get one. Okay guys, so there you have it. This is the glamest of the glam holiday makeup with teal everything. Being that there are a lot of people that enjoy yoga that come to watch these videos, I feel like I do need to do a more natural look. I love no makeup makeup. It's one of my favorite day-to-day looks, especially if I'm teaching. And I love this neutral palette that I have here. So I am going to be doing a holiday neutral look as well, I think, for you guys. I know that a lot of people that are into the more natural lifestyle like a natural face, but there are some of us too here that also like the whimsical and the eclectic. So I want to do something for everybody. Let's go to the window. I'll show you the natural sunlight. It is later in the day. The sun is probably close to setting. So what do we think? Are you gonna try this? Are you holding out for my more natural makeup look? If you are, don't worry, that'll be up next week probably. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope that you take this time of year to enjoy the holiday season. I will see you all next time. Hope you live happy, live free, live well. Namaste.